All right, my name is Carlton Cartwright. I'm the executive director for the Veterans Memorial and Multicultural Histories Incorporated. And we're doing a Zoom interview today. I'm in my home office in West Palm Beach, and I'm interviewing Mr. Danny Fuqua. And Danny, when is your birthday?
Hi, my birthday is January the 28th, 1964.
And what is your current address?
412 Aletha Drive, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay, good.
32114.
Beautiful. All right. Today's date is September the 5th. September the 5th.
Yes, September the 5th.
2020. And it's Saturday afternoon. Okay. Slow down that aging process. You're trying to catch up with me. Take it easy. All right. So it's just you and I on the recording. What branch of the service did you serve in?
I served with the Army National Guard, U.S. Army.
Okay. And what was your rank when you separated?
Sergeant First Class, E7.
Okay, and where did you serve? Were you in any wars?
Say again?
Where were you in combat?
Baghdad, Iraq in 2010 through 2011.
Okay, and were you drafted or enlisted?
Enlisted.
Okay. Where were you living at the time?
I was living in Jackson, Mississippi.
Why did you join? Why did you join that branch of the service?
Well, my father, he served in the National Guard before I was born. And I always wanted to serve in my local community. And I felt like going into the National Guard, that would give me that opportunity to serve in my local community. I can remember as a little boy seeing the military men riding in the Jeeps, going into their little training area, and I always wanted to do that. I can remember the green Jeeps and their walkie-talkies and their M16, and I always wanted to be in the military. So when I reached of age, I went down and enlisted into the local National Guard.
Okay, cool. How old were you then?
I was 19 years of age when I joined the National Guard.
And what year was that?
1984.
Okay.
September 1984.
Okay. What were you doing besides, what were you doing just before you joined? So you joined the Guard, so that means you're going to still be on civilian status. So
right, that is correct. So before I joined the National Guard, I was working with a construction site. I was doing construction and also going to school at night. And so I did the National Guard on weekends.
Okay. All right. So you said you were going to school?
Yes, I was going to school at night.
College?
High school, to continue my high school education.
Okay. All right. So
working on my GED.
Gotcha. Okay, not a problem. So, okay, you joined the National Guard, and how long were you in the National Guard before you went on active duty?
Well, actually, when I went off to basic training and AIT, when I returned back to my National Guard duty station, they had a full-time active duty slot available.
Okay.
And I applied for it and I got it. And so therefore I was AGR, Active Guard Reserve, which is being on active duty status. And that was 1985, 86.
Okay, so let's back up for a minute. You went into the Guard. Where was basic training at?
Basic training was at Fort McClellan, Alabama.
Okay. And how were your instructors?
Oh, my instructors was pretty good. I didn't have any problems with them. Um, I never gave them any problems, and they never gave me any problem.
Okay. All right. How long was basic training?
9 weeks.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And so, when you got done with basic training, did you come home for a break before you went to AIT?
No, completed basic training and went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for my AIT, which was at that time, it was 76 Yankee, which is supply specialist.
Okay. All right. And how long was that training?
That training was real close to about 10 weeks.
Okay. Did you take a break at any time during your stay there?
Uh, well, let me back up. In basic training, we came home for the Christmas break, and that was only for about 10 days.
Okay.
So we came home for the Christmas break, but immediately after completing the AIT, 76 Yankee School, we graduated and we reported back to our local duty station.
Okay. All right. Um, so how was the food up to this point?
I have to say that the food was good at both duty stations because we didn't know any better. I mean, really, we was just there to train and to do what we was told, be where we supposed to be. I have to say that the food was really good.
Okay. Well, if it was bad, you'd know it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay. All right. And I guess you got along with the instructors okay in AIT, right?
Yes, I did. But I would like to add to this. When I went in 1984 to basic training and my AIT advanced training, Congress had just signed a bill to do a new approach with the troops when they went into basic training. And my basic training was the first class to go in where that the drill sergeants could not apply so much stress to the soldiers.
Oh, okay.
And so I felt like that was the worst thing that they could have done in their military decisions, is to not allow the drill sergeants to be as hard on the troops. It was called troop
Right.
until you complete basic training.
Right.
There were some disciplinary actions between the drill sergeants and the troops. Not so much it was bad, but it was a bad report where that the drill sergeants really couldn't discipline the soldiers the way they wanted to. They had to almost like ask permission to make a correction on their uniform. They couldn't just walk up and touch the soldier and say, "Hey, soldier, you're out of uniform. Get this button right." And they had to. They couldn't stand up in their face like you saw, in the 70s, where drill sergeants get up in your face and he got the rim of his hat on your forehead. So I feel like that I missed out on a lot of that. Not that I would be one of the ones
Right.
who would have the drill sergeant, because I come from a family that instilled discipline and values.
Right. I understand. I got you. That discipline, like you're saying, it's necessary.
Yes.
Okay, so that was for 10 weeks.
Yes.
What did you do after that 10 weeks?
After that 10 weeks, graduated from AIT, returned back to my duty station, applied for the active duty slot, in which I was awarded that slot. And
Where was your
2005,
duty station?
in a little small in Clinton, Mississippi, which is about 5 miles south of Jackson, Mississippi, which is our state capital.
Okay. Okay. And that was a regular Army base?
It was a National Guard unit,
Got it.
but we had a regular Army slot available.
Okay. So you went back there, and how long were you there before you went to your next tour?
I was there for roughly 4 years.
In Mississippi.
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm sorry, what did you tell me happened before you
Oh,
went some? Go ahead.
so after working in Clinton, Mississippi, and between Clinton and Jackson, Mississippi, I transferred down to Daytona Beach, Florida. My wife was recruited to teach at the local junior college. And after that, I had to transfer down to Daytona Beach, Florida. And I didn't have an active duty slot available at the time I relocated, but I was just a regular traditional guardsman.
Okay.
But later on, a slot came open, and I was able to apply for that active duty slot. And at that time, I was promoted to A5, and I was awarded a supply sergeant slot.
Oh, good. So, okay, let's help me out with the time. So you went in 94, I mean 84, and it took you 19 weeks, let's just say 20 weeks to get through basic and your AIT. So that's
Yes,
just,
that is correct.
huh?
Yes, that is correct.
That's almost a half a year, right?
Right.
Okay. So the second half of that first year, where were you?
In Clinton, Mississippi.
Okay. And you said you were going back and forth between where and where?
So after leaving Clinton, Mississippi in 1988, my family and I, we moved down to Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay, so hold it. You were in Clinton for 4 years.
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay. What did you do there?
Oh, my job there, I was the unit armor, which my job consists of weapons repair.
Okay. So tell me about that. Tell me about that tour of duty for those 4 years. How was
Okay,
the pace? How was the food? How were the officers?
okay, all right. So the job was a really good entry-level job for active duty status, and the pay was really good. It was way above minimum wages in that area in Clinton, Mississippi, way above wages. Of course, I was living at home, so I didn't have to eat at a base or anything. So my family was there with me, and was able to go home every night. The job was really good because weapons repair, my job were to do the maintenance on all of the weapons, which consist of M16s, 9 millimeters, and 38s, and 22, and also shotguns and 22 rifles. I was assigned to a military police unit, so therefore we had different types of weapons. We also had the M60 caliber machine gun, which was a high power machine gun. We had the machine guns, we mounted on top of the Jeeps. The military police went out on patrol. My job also consists of assisting the supply sergeant with receiving and issuing equipment. So as we get a new soldier come into the unit, we have to make sure we issue them their basic equipment. Also, we had to do accountability, inventory, and also the safeguard of all of the equipment. And we had to perform monthly inspections of the equipment, such as the vehicles, the soldiers' equipment, and we had to do also calibration of electronic equipment. We had to make sure that that equipment was calibrated every quarter.
Okay. And I guess all of that went well. Were there ever any casualties up to this point in basic training and tech school during those first 4 years? Any casualties at all?
No, none at all.
Nobody got hurt?
No.
Okay. All right, good. So you had that, so did you, when you went on R&R, did you travel anywhere? Did you take your family anywhere?
Yes, that is correct. When I went on R&R, my family, we always would take like a week off to go visit, go travel, go see the world, go to other states.
Where'd you go?
At that time. Well, my first trip that I took with my family, because we had just got married, it was to Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
From Clinton, I would say Jackson, Mississippi. I was stationed in Clinton, but I was living in Jackson. And we would take like little weekend getaways and went up to Atlanta, Georgia. I think one time before we drove up to Detroit, Michigan to visit family.
Okay.
And I love the mountains. And after we moved down to Florida, during the summer, I would always take my family up to the mountains, either Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, just to really get away from job, get away from work, get away from the soldiers,
Right.
and just go and enjoy, a good weekend getaway with the family.
Excellent. Okay, good. So it was in 1988 when you went to Daytona.
Yes, that is correct.
And the wife got a job doing what in a college or?
My wife got a job as a professor at Daytona State College.
Okay.
And been there ever since 1988.
Okay, cool. So what happened with your transfer now?
So with me transferring from Clinton, Mississippi, and coming down to Florida, there wasn't a active duty slot available at the time.
So what did you do?
So I worked as a civilian at a local college here, and shipping and receiving. Okay. And I also was just a regular National Guard soldier. Okay. I went to drill once a month. Mm-hmm. But at the same time,
where did you have to go to drill? Did you have to go back to Mississippi?
No, I was transferred down to the National Guard to a air defense unit.
Got it. Where?
Daytona Beach. That unit was the Battery B, 1st of the 265th. I'm sorry, Battery C, 1st of the 265th.
Right.
Air defense unit.
Okay. So you had your job at the college, and this was your National Guard duty. Where did you go? Did you do the same thing like the reservists do? Did you go away for 2 weeks every year?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Where'd you go?
So we went up to Camp Blanding, Florida, which is about 95 miles northwest of Daytona Beach, just 20 miles west of Jacksonville.
How long did it take you to get there from Daytona?
Well, convoying in a military convoy, it was like about 2.5 hours. But
okay,
well, I would say 3 hours.
Right.
But driving in a regular civilian vehicle is about 1.5 hours.
Got it. I got you. Okay, so how long did you act in that capacity until you went back on active duty?
I had a 2-year waiting period because there was a freeze on hiring any new National Guard active duty soldiers. And so after 2 years, they lifted the freeze I was able to get a slot as a supply sergeant, and I applied for it and I got the job. And then I transferred from Daytona unit over to DeLand, Florida.
DeLand, yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
Right. And at DeLand, that unit was Battery B, first of the 265th Air Defense Unit.
Right. Okay. And what did you do there? What did you do in that unit?
At that unit, I was the unit supply sergeant.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how long were you there?
I was at that station for about 11 years.
Okay, so I suspected during that period, so that was from 88 to 99?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, 88 to 99, no. It's 2 years, so I would say probably around
90 to 2001.
Yeah, I would say around 2001. Yeah, I would say around 2001 was when I transferred over to Bravo, first of the 265th in DeLand.
Okay, so from 88 to 2001, you were in Daytona.
Yes,
And then where did you transfer to in 2001? Where? DeLand?
DeLand.
Okay. And so you're in this new unit. You're a supply sergeant, correct?
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
And what about your wife? Where was she?
So it was driving distance. It was only like 30 miles from the house.
Okay.
So she's still here.
Okay. So that worked out as far as home was concerned.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what I'm trying to find out is now over this next period, after 2001, is that when you had to is that when you received orders to go overseas?
No, I received orders to go overseas in 2010.
10 years later.
Yes, that is correct.
9 years later. Okay. All right. So you're in this new place, and where are we again? You have to help me out here.
Now, I transferred from DeLand.
Yeah.
I think and now my timing might be a little off. I think
okay.
in 2005, I transferred to St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, okay.
I transferred to a finance unit.
Oh, okay.
And that was a nice promotion for me because I got promoted to E7.
Okay. All right. So between 84, when you went in, and 2010, besides the places that you already told me that you traveled, where else did you travel to? I don't care whether that's TD-wise on reserve or you took a family somewhere, wherever you went. I need, besides the places that you already mentioned.
Okay, so being in DeLand, I got to travel with the National Guard, with the unit, to Fort Bliss, Texas.
To who?
And that Fort Bliss, Texas.
What is that? Fort what?
Fort Bliss.
Oh, okay. Got you. Uh-huh.
And so while at Fort Bliss, Texas, we did a major train-up to go to Iraq. But unfortunately, my unit didn't go to Iraq because that mission switched. And so we went through all of the training and we prepared to ship all of the equipment over. And within 3 days from shipping the equipment, they scrapped that mission.
Wow.
And so my unit returned back to DeLand, Daytona Beach, and the surrounding areas.
Okay. So how long were you in Fort Bliss?
I was at Fort Bliss for about 2 months.
Okay. How was it? What was that like?
Fort Bliss is different. It's dry heat. It's a desert, a lot of sand. It's a very good training base. Really enjoyed being there because you get to see and you get to train in a different environment rather than being out in the woods with a lot of trees, vegetation. And so now we got to train in a desert environment, and which was, it was a challenge, but it really wasn't that bad.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so you went back to DeLand?
Yes.
Okay. And that was
Okay,
in, go ahead.
I went back to DeLand, and then we went to Fort Stewart, Georgia. And going to Fort Stewart, Georgia, we did some joint training with the air defense units up at Fort Stewart.
What kind of training? You said jump?
Joint.
Joint training. Okay.
Yeah.
And what did that consist of?
It consists of a lot of air defense missions. It's from defending from ground to sky. That's really defending air patrol, ensuring that no enemy aircraft fly into the no-flight zone,
Right.
no-fly zone.
Mhm.
And we launched a lot of missiles, just training,
Right.
and did a lot of convoy movement